Bharatiya culture is about self-realization, about seeking the knowledge of truth, practicing non-violence not only towards fellow beings but also towards all animate and inanimate objects. Unfortunately, alien influences have made us almost illiterate about our spiritual heritage and history. Tragically, we have become indifferent even about our own future destiny.
In India, for some very weird reason, they decided to take Hinduism out of the syllabus. You can't teach Hinduism in a single Indian school. You know that? Hinduism should be taken out of the syllabus because we are a secular world. Look, this is a secular world, United Kingdom, and I can teach every religion I like.
In my country, in France, I am told about my great warriors, my great poets, my great writers. In India, nothing. Kalidasa was probably one of the greatest poets ever, on par with Shakespeare. Shivaji Maharaj in most Indian textbooks, history books, is considered like a petty chieftain, a plunderer. I mean, the guy was born when the Mughal Empire was at its height, when Aurangzeb was the most powerful emperor in the world, and with a few hundred men, with only with courage, devotion to Mother India, wit, extraordinary courage, but it is taught in this university.
Some of these institutions like JNU, they are promoting failed, limited, worn out philosophical systems like Marxism. Marx was a materialist. He had no understanding of karma, rebirth, no sense of any higher consciousness, no idea of self-realization, no understanding of reality beyond economics and the physical body. So it's always very strange for me to see the Indians falling or following after superficial Western minds when they have such deep traditions of their own.
The Indian culture, what it was, what it could be today, is Sri Aurobindo taught in universities? Absolutely not, absolutely not. So what you are taught, you taught Shakespeare, you taught, mathematics, whether Vedic mathematics, that Vedic mathematics could do in 2 operations what takes 5 operations for Western mathematics. Vedic mathematics are forgotten in India, and yet they were precursors. Even today, they're very valuable. So the first thing is that you are taught to be proud to be an Indian, not a clone. I am Indian, I'm proud of it.
Should we also be, focusing more on children? Like the indoctrination which has happened from the West over the years started with the child, when he was still young.
Yes.
So how do we plan to go about it?
Yeah, we were raised on this Baba, black sheep and this kind of stuff, which doesn't make any sense. Just completely alienated. And we have amazing stories, we have amazing chants, and I think that in the unconscious mind, Sanskrit, its vibrations will, if you put them, even when the child is in the womb, you put those, and when the child is young and the child is growing up, and the stories you tell, it has an effect on that child later in life.
But it's very important that Indianness comes again in the education. From the kindergarten, if you teach small children and the art of living as techniques for children and adolescents, teach them a little bit of meditation in a playful manner, a little bit of pranayama.
The education system we've had, which had music and drama and storytelling, mathematics. In my grandfather's school, he's a math teacher in village. The mathematics tables were taught singing. They would say 3 times 4 is 12, like that. So based on that, he developed a theory of accelerated learning, and he says that if you learn through multiple senses, you will learn faster and you will learn better. Now this is an example of Sanskrit feeding accelerated learning in the West, enhancing their ability to learn.
There's a manipulation of history of people, telling them that you are separate from the rest of the Indians. They've exploited your ancestors. Whether it's the so-called Dravidians being told that these so-called Aryans have done it to you, or whether it's the Dalits being told, or whether it's the people in the northeast being told, or people in Kashmir. So this idea, the ideological separation happens first. And this is the work of scholars. They start the mischief by looking at a separatist idea of the language, of the religion, of the culture, of the history, ethnicity and all of that. And then they start making a particular group feel like they are victims of the rest of India.
ब्राह्मणस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्य कृतहरु तदस्य द्वश्यः पद्भ्यां शूद्रो अजात्। मैं दिमाग से ब्राह्मण हूं, क्षत्रिय हूं भुजाओं से, प्रबंधन से मैं वैश्य हूं और सेवा करने में मैं शूद्र और दलित हूं। ये मेरी चार जात मेरे भीतर है। अरे चारों बिरादरी तुम्हारे भीतर है, कहीं बाहर नहीं है।